you guys, and welcome to my channel. I am Corbi, your beauty, health, and lifestyle influencer. I am coming to this video a little different this time because I did not come in with my slow-mos, and because I'm actually going to put those bad boys at the end for the last result. But this video is going to be a get ready with me talk through. If you guys have already seen the title in my thumbnail, you already know what type of video this is. Because recently I just watched a video on this girl speaking about colorism and colorism dealing with dark-skinned women, and I was really moved by that video. She was really funny. I think I'll probably put her link in the description box below, but she was discussing some things that I felt passionate about. And I wanted to speak on it because there are certain things that a lot of people don't speak on our behalf. And what I mean by our behalf, I mean the light-skinned crew. First off, before I even go in, I did prime and prep my face already. I primed my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer as well as the e.l.f. Illuminating Primer. And so that's what I have on my face right now. I went ahead and I also did my eyebrows and primed my eyes already. I did my eyebrows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade and the color Dark Brown, and I just cleaned them up with the LA Pro Girl Concealer and the color Fawn. And I also just primed my lids. I have not set my primer just yet, but I just went ahead and primed my lids with the LA Pro Girl Concealer in the color Fawn as well. So we're getting ready to just go ahead and set them with the Sacha Buttercup, so that way that I can go ahead and apply my foundation. Back to my conversation, because I'm going to try to do my makeup and talk at the same time. This is going to be really funny because I really have like a hard time trying to talk and do my makeup at the same time, especially when I'm talking about something. So we're going to see how this go. You know? Yeah. Oh! I am a light-skinned female. I am still black. I am still of the African descent. However, I'm just a little bit on the lighter tone. If you guys are not familiar with the terminology light skin, let me go ahead and give you a definition of being light skinned. From the Urban Dictionary, it states that a person not necessarily African or biracial, however, they are lighter than dark skin and darker than white. But they are not to be confused with fair skinned. Remind you of the definition. We are not to be confused with fair skinned. Regardless of what we look like, the way we carry ourselves, and the way that we speak to one another. We are not to be confused with fair skin. This is what the Urban Dictionary stated. So let me go ahead and discuss what I'm getting ready to say, because this has really been bothering me for quite some time. So in the meantime, let me go ahead and get my little sip of water, because this is about to be a good little convo. Ooh, this water is bomb, for real. So, some of the issues that I've had that I wanted to discuss, being light-skinned in the black community. Bro. Oh, I am going to go ahead and do my foundation first, and then I'll go in with my eyes today. But the L'Oreal Infallible Total Coverage Foundation, and this is in the color Caramel Beige. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. So some of the things that have really been bothering me, please don't let this be lighter than my skin tone. I think this just might be lighter. If it is, I do apologize. I think this is like mad light though. There's a little bit of red in it. I just picked this foundation up, you guys, and I'm kind of like, I wanted to try it out. And I wanted to see how it was going to be. And this is kind of like an issue, y'all. I swear. I go through the struggle of trying to find my color is still real, too. Because I'm not only am I light skin, but I'm very two-tone. So that is another issue that drives me nuts, too. Just how certain dark-skinned women find it hard to find foundations. Light-skinned women, it's hard to find foundations for us, too. It really is. Because people know light-skinned people to be... everyone wants to be light-skinned. Everyone wants to be high yellow and pretty because they think that if it's the closest to the whiter tone, you are the prettiest tone. And that is not true whatsoever. Like, it's not true. And I can't even express that enough. Like, it's not true. And I feel very strongly about this because everyone in my family are brown skinned and or dark skinned. Like, I believe that me and maybe I want to say maybe one aunt of mine on my mother's side. My aunt on my father's side are light. I get my color from my grandparents. My parents are brown skin and dark skin. So when I came out, it was like, what? How the hell? How? What? How does that work? Like, for real. Like, it was so bad when I was a little girl. My brother, and I want to say my sister because she used to try to get on that mess too, but my brother joked around with me, and I think at that time I was already experiencing racial issues at that age, and I think I remember me being either 7 or 8 at the moment, and I just remember me having a conversation with my brother, and he was joking around. I know he was joking around, but at the time, well, I know he was joking around now, but at the time, I won't play in that because I was really going through it, and I didn't even know how to talk to somebody about it at that time because I really felt like I was out of place. No one in my family looked like me, like color-wise, did not look like me, and I just really believed that I was not in the right place. Like, I just didn't think that my color was as great as people wanted to say it was, because my brother used to be like, you are adopted, you don't belong here, that's why you don't look like none of us, and all of this other stuff, y'all. My brother was mean to me. My brother really had me believing that, and I just remember me going to my mom, and my mom was just like, girl, if you don't get out of my face with that mess, because I remember me going to my mother, and I was just like, Mom, do I belong? Like, I was really upset, because I think that whole day, and then this girl in elementary school turned around and she looked at me and she called me white. But it just kind of like, it hurt my feelings because I'm like, I'm not white. I'm black. Like, I keep trying to tell people I'm black. And they were like, no, you're not black. You're white. You don't look like, you're not dark skinned. You're not dark enough to be black. Like, who says that? Who says you're not dark enough to be black? Like, kids were really, really mean. Y'all, this is like really pale. For real, for real. I can't get jiggy with this. This is really pale. We're going to have to tone her down, but for the most part, what? This is what I'm talking about. When you light skin, you can't even find colors that are like your skin tone. It's too pale. Like, this is so pale. I remember me, even when I got into middle school, I had these 3 girls pick on me because I was light skinned, and they were dark skinned, and it was just like, why are you hating me because I'm light skinned? I never really paid attention to color never really mattered to me due to the fact that my parents were not together. I grew up in the projects, and I also grew up in a suburban area, so I had kind of more so the best of both worlds. I grew up in the hood with all of my black friends, and then of course in the suburban area I did have white friends, and I had Indian friends, and I had Chinese friends. Like, I had all different types of racial friends and slew of friends because I got involved in different activities. I was involved in Girl Scouts. I was involved in sports and extracurricular activities that forced me to be around different cultures of kids. So it didn't bother me until I actually got into urban community schools and public schools, because that was where I got the most hatred from of my kind. Like, I had a choice. Like, I was born this way. I ain't got no choice but to be light skinned. Damn, Gina. Like, it was so extraordinarily annoying. It was so annoying. But back to those 3 girls. So those 3 girls literally used to pick on me every day because, like I said, because I was light skinned, but also because, like, I put on more lightness. What the hell? What the hell? The Maybelline concealer, y'all already know this is my favorite concealer ever. I love the consistency of it, and it just blends so well, like so freaking well, and it just gives me the highlight that I love so much. They hated me more than just because I was light skinned, but because there was this boy. It always got to do with a boy. But at the time, I wasn't even into the boy. I swear I wasn't. I was so focused and playing ball, and I was so focused on other extracurricular activities that I really didn't care too much if a boy liked me or not. I was like, okay, so next. Like, who cares? But at the time, I guess that meant a lot to them. So these girls would literally, every day I would come out of the lunch line, and they would say slick comments like, there go that white girl, or he only like you because you light skin, and would literally throw spitballs at me. They would throw black markers at me, telling me you need to get darker like the rest of us, so all this other stuff. Like, these are the things that these kids were saying to me. I'll never forget that. Like, I was literally bullied because I was light skinned. And y'all, when I say I was bullied, baby, a sister was bullied. And I never understood it. And they were like, and these girls literally hated me. Like, they made it their business. Okay? They made it their business to literally make my life miserable every day. For what? Because of my color? Because of the way I looked? It annoyed me a lot when people would say, oh, you talk white. Or, first of all, just that statement alone, you talk white. What does that even mean? Are you stating to me that just because I articulate my words, and just because I have an education, and just because I am very poised, and I carry myself in a certain demeanor, that I do not have to feel like I need to repeat myself? I'm considered white? Where they do that at? Like, that junk be killing me. Man, I can't. I just can't. I can't. Alright, it drives me up the freaking wall. Like, stop saying that. Stop saying that. Like, it just got irritated just now. Stop saying that. And stop saying that to me. Just because I speak clearly and I speak like I have some sense does not mean that I talk white. Like, bruh, for real? For real. That just... that don't be blowing me. I'm not even gonna lie. That blows me. What's another thing that just drives me nuts? Oh, the whole notion that we're mean. That we're just completely stuck up. We are not stuck up. Well, I know I'm not. I'm gonna speak on the behalf of myself. I am not stuck up. I am probably the most goofiest, kindest, kind-hearted, empathetic, and sympathetic person you will ever meet. I promise you that. Because I was just born that way. I don't even know how to throw proper shade. Let's be clear. Because, baby, I don't know how to throw shade and not stick to it. Like, I'll throw shade and then just feel right bad afterwards and be ready to apologize to you because I hurt your feelings. Like, that's not how shade is thrown. Shade is just shade, okay? Like, I don't even know how to do that. So, no, we are not mean. We are all not mean. We are all not stuck up. We are not those type of people. You just really have to get to know the person. Now, some of us are like, okay, and it kind of makes it bad for everybody else. But as for me, yo, stop saying that mess. Yeah. Stop. Like, that is so extra annoying. And I don't even think it's just a light skin thing. I just think it's a black thing, period. I believe that a lot of black people deal with that, and they, especially in the corporate world, in the business world, they really, really annoyingly hate that. I know I do. That just bothers the bunkers out of me. And a lot of people don't think that we really go through certain things, and they think that we just have it good because we are what people desire to be in the black community. Or we think that light-skinned people are the prettiest, that we're just more so privileged because we are closer to the other tone. Oh, another thing, someone asked me the other day, actually, it was my Lyft driver. I was on my way somewhere, and my Lyft driver made a comment to me. First thing he asked me was, he didn't even ask me anything else. It was the first thing that came out of his mouth was, what are you mixed with? What am I mixed with? What? What do you mean, what am I mixed with? He was like, what are you mixed with? I couldn't do anything. Like, it kind of bothered me because early, I think it was like that day, I had tweeted and was like, yo, I am so sick of people thinking that I am mixed with something just because I'm light. Stop. Oh, I'm getting ready to set my face, and I'm setting it with my Sasha. He just asked me, what are you mixed with? I said, I'm not mixed with anything. I'm black. Like, my parents are dark and brown skin, and everyone in my family are brown skin or dark. And he was like, are you for real? Like I was lying or something. He was like, no, you can't be right. And then I think I had my curly bun in. That's what it was. I had my curly bun in, and I think that's probably what threw him off, because he thought I was Mexican. He really thought I was. He was like, I thought you were going to tell me that you were Mexican. Now, do I look Mexican to you? And no shade to Mexican people, because I actually have a friend who is Mexican who I love dearly. And she and I look nothing alike. Like, literally nothing alike. Even when I had my curly hair in. That doesn't necessarily make me Mexican or mixed or something. Like, why can't I just be black? Why can't I just be... Yeah, like, why do you have to divide us so much? We are a descent who is lucky to have different shades and still be a part of the same community. Like, stop separating us within the community. And that's another thing that just really bothers me. We even separate ourselves, and we stereotype ourselves, and we have the stigma about ourselves that is just to the point where we turn on each other. We hate each other. We hate on each other. Stop hating on me. I was born this way. We can't change what we were born like. We can't change. The only thing that we can change is how people think of that notion, of that stereotype. Those are the things that we can change. And I strive to continuously stay me. And when people actually meet me, they be like, yo, you are not what people think light-skinned people are. What? Like, what? Like, I've literally heard it all of everything. And I only speak when I feel like it's time to speak, and I only make comments on things that I believe that should be made comments on, because I pick and choose my battles, and I pick and choose what I want to speak on and what I don't want to speak on. And I'm speaking on this MAC Mineralized Skin Fitter because you already know what time it is, and to set this contour. Oh, I also did use Chestnut. I forgot to let you guys know I did use LA Pro Girl Chestnut. You already know that's my favorite when it comes to the cream contour on my face. So we're going to go ahead and set it with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and Dark Deep. I don't know why I kept calling it Deep Dark. It's Dark Deep. It's Dark Deep. When he made that comment to me, it was just like, I'm really trying really hard not to be offended, because I understand that you just want to know, and I understand that you're just ignorant. And not ignorant in the bad thing, but ignorant in the fact that somebody needs to tell you. For real, for real. And I had to let him know, as a person who is light-skinned, I really suggest that you stop saying that, or stop even asking that question, period. And if you wanted to ask that question, kind of be more smooth with it, like, what's your ancestral background, or something like that. Like, don't instantly come off and say, what you mixed with? What? Especially with somebody who's been dealing with that all their life. Like, people always think I'm mixed with something. I'm not mixed with anything. I'm just black all the way around. And no shade, I'm obsessed with dark-skinned people. If you are dark-skinned and you are watching this video, I'm going to tell you right now, I love you. I'm obsessed with your skin color. I'm obsessed with the tone, because I used to wish that I was dark-skinned. Like, I wanted to be dark-skinned so bad, to the point where I got tired of people hating me. Like, I really got tired of that. Like, I'm not who you think I am. And people just have this notion of light-skinned people are just too good. And it really makes us look bad. Oh yeah, the funny thing about light-skinned people is always gotta take pictures like this. No, we do not take pictures like that. You know, when I smile, I swear I do have cheeky eyes, but I can't even smile like this. I look crazy. But that's just genetics. I swear, my mother's eyes even do this, and she's brown skinned. So stop doing that mess. Oh my gosh, I can't even get this brush out. I'm trying to get this Real Techniques brush out so I can go ahead and, with this Black Radiance Press Powder and Bronze Glow, I'm going to be using this I'm actually just going to be, y'all already know. Ooh, what is that? Those are just some of the things that just really be blowing me. You know? It just really blows us, sister. And I probably am not the only light-skinned person in the world who kind of feels that way about that. I mean, and if I am, cool. But if I'm the only person, I still want you to stop doing it to me. Like, for real. Stop. Even some of my friends even call me white girl. Well, they be like, what up, white girl? I'm not white. I'm just light skinned. Stop, bro. Like, I promise you, I used to not feel welcomed. I used to not feel like I had a place. And it just made me feel like I didn't want to be what everybody wanted to be. Like, I didn't want that. Because if you're going to hate me like that, why? What's the purpose? I'd rather just be invisible than be hated because of the color of my skin. Damn, that's some deep shit. Like, I really do. Like, I used to believe that. Like, I wanted to be invisible. But now, as I got older, and I got wiser, I'm bad. Y'all know what he said. As I got older, I started to love myself more because I used to hate myself because of that. I grew up with very shy and had low self-esteem because of being light-skinned. Little do people know. And just because of the hatred that I got for being light-skinned, like, I really grew up hating myself. I really grew up not wanting to, because I just didn't look like everybody. I was so two-tone, so I wasn't mixed, I wasn't biracial, and I wasn't brown enough to be considered black, or I would be dark enough to be considered black. So it was just like, where the hell do I stand? Like, it was really sad. Like, it was really, really sad growing up, for real, because it was just like, bro, come on now. We ain't gotta be that. We don't have to do that. We just don't. What do I want to do? Y'all, I don't even know what I want to do to my eyes. Like, that's so sad. I have no idea what I want to do to my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and I'm going to be taking Burnt Orange, which is this color right here. And I'm just going to be placing this into my crease as my transition shade until I figure out what the ham sandwich I'm about to do to my eyes. For real, I probably don't even feel like doing anything, to be honest with you. For real, but we about to pop something up in these eyes, baby. You guys do not hear my fan today because it's a little cooler outside. It's raining. I got my window up. I love the rain. I don't know about y'all, but I can't stand the rain. No, I can stand the rain. Like, I really know. Because it's my window. I can stand out in the sun for the longest, and I would still come out just as light. I'll come out probably golden. That's one thing I do like about my skin tone. A few things that I do enjoy about being light-skinned is that the fact that we can be considered golden, bruh, liquid gold. Like, we are so pretty. I had to learn how to love myself and to make it work for me. Like, I got to the point where I just said, you know what, I ain't gonna be able to change. And I think that was when I got to college, which is so sad. It wasn't until I got to college where I actually started really loving me. When I really believed that I was beautiful, because I started to see more and more girls that were my skin complexion embrace themselves and love themselves and be okay with who they were. I think it was probably more so mainly because of my sisterhood. I joined a dance team when I went to college, Essence of Joy, EOT baby, all day. But it wasn't until I got with my sisters that really made me not look at my color anymore. Because we were just a mix and a bunch of just beautifulness, like all black beautifulness, but we were all different shades. And some of us were the same, some of us were darker than the next, and it was cool like that though. But everybody was just so comfortable in their skin that it just made it so easy for us to mesh together. Like, it made us look good. Like, we look bomb, no shade. We really did. I miss my baby. Yo, I swear, it's just been an issue that, like I said, that's just been really driving me crazy. I'm going to also go in with Red Orchid. Red Orchard. Yo, my palette is just dirty as hell. It's just dirty. I don't know. Everything else be clean, but my freaking my eyeshadow palettes be dirty as hell. But I'm taking Red Orchard, yeah, and I'm just gonna pop this right into my crease a little bit. I I don't care what other color you are. You're beautiful. Black, brown, orange, pink, yellow. You're beautiful. Okay? Always remember that. You are beautiful. And not just because Christina Aguilera made a song about it, but you really are. Like, you are gorgeous inside and out, the way that you carry yourself. I believe that your personality is your beauty. You as a person is your beauty. And I don't want anybody to be like, oh, you ugly. You're ugly. No, baby. They're just not attractive to you. That's all that is. There's no such thing as an ugly person in this world. There's always someone for everybody. So they just may not be attractive to you, but they are not ugly, period. So, stop calling saints ugly. Stop hating on them because of the color of their skin. And it may sound so easy to say, but yo, I swear, if you get to actually know people, you won't even look at the skin color anymore. And I just popped some back, that fawn color on my lid, because I'm about to pop a color on my lid, and I don't know what color I'm going to do, but I just wanted to pop like the way I wanted to pop. So I'm just going to pop her right here, and I'm going to blend her out with this damn Beauty Blender sponge. And I did use the other side, so I can't even use my little tip side. The tip side. I can't even use the tip side. I think I'm gonna just stick with this whole entire palette. That's crazy. Let's just take Primavera. We're gonna take Primavera and we're gonna pop it right on the lid. I would teach after school, and my kids really could care less about the color of your skin. Like, they are more focused on what you know what they really care about? They be caring about what shoes you be wearing. No shade. And it just, none of them buy their own shoes, and that just be killing me. Like, how you worried about somebody else's shoes? You don't even buy your own shoes. Really? Oh, she's pretty. Oh, she's really pretty. I'm glad I did that. Think about what you say to people before you say it. Because sometimes it can be really offensive, and a lot of people won't even tell you that it's offensive. A lot of people just allow it to happen because they just think that if they don't say anything, they won't have to start that conversation. And a lot of people are afraid to have that conversation with people. And sometimes it's a lot because you don't want to tackle nobody else's opinion, and a lot of people don't know how to agree to disagree. And I think that's another thing that just kind of be blowing me sometimes. Like, just because you don't agree to something don't mean that you're going to continuously keep disrespecting me just because you don't agree with it. And sometimes you got to put your foot down on certain people. And this is me putting my foot down on certain people. Stop saying that mess to me. Stop saying that to people, period. We are beautiful. We are smart. We are poised. We are royal. We are great. We are amazing people. And there's so many of us who prove themselves every day that are humble, that are poised, that are just great, intelligent people. Black people, and not necessarily just black people, just melanin tone, period. Oh, I just gotta take a sip of water on that. We just bombziggity.com, okay? Like I said, I didn't want to keep this video really long, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and finish out my face, but those are some of the things that really kind of bother me, but I'm actually going to go in with my e.l.f. volumizing mascara, and I'm also going to go into the L'Oreal Carbon Black Mascara as well to make sure that I'm not going to put any falsies on today, so I'm just going to make sure that these lashes are like popping. I love this mascara. Like, I'm obsessed with this mascara, no shade. Because this mascara be making my lashes pop like no other. I just wish that the brush was a lot smaller. Because if the brush was a lot smaller, I could really get in hand style with my lower lashes. I feel like I just want to cuddle up and watch Game of Thrones and Star Trek like all day long. Is that weird? I don't know why. I like Star Trek. And the reason why I love Star Trek so much, because Star Trek was way ahead of its time. Now, granted, Star Trek, it's really like in the future, but still, when it came to situations and issues and all that extra nature, like, they were really on it. They never discriminated you about race, nationality, anything, like, what planet you came from. Like, people come from all different types of planets. And you think that they cared about any of that? Nope. Nah, bruh. Nah. The only people that were like haters were the Romulans, and that's because they thought that humans and Klingons were like despicable people. Like we were a waste of flesh and bones. That's a lot of shade. That's a lot of major shade coming from some Romulans. Like, for real? If you guys are Trekkies, you already know what time it is. I'm obsessed with the next generation. I think everybody should watch Star Trek. Like, for real, for real. I feel like Donald Trump needs to watch Star Trek. Because it will make him appreciate people a lot better. We're just exploring. That's all that is. We're learning more and more about each other every day. And I think a lot of racism comes from people who are scared. You're fearful of the unknown. You're fearful because you don't want to get to know somebody. You're only picking up of a notion of what somebody else's stereotype was, and that's not fair. And I just hope that this video kind of helps people with that notion, like, yo, chill with that. Get to know people. Understand people's struggles. Understand why they are who they are based off of who they are, not the color of their skin. Like, stop it. I have nieces and nephews who are growing up in this world, and I love the fact that my niece knows herself to be a beautiful black girl. And I call her beautiful every day. Like, we have a chant. And yes, I got it from the help, but no shade. As long as you're investing this and instilling this in children at that age, they grow up knowing these things. So if somebody tries to tell them anything different, they can be looking at you like, that's not who I am. I am such and such and such. So I have her say, I am smart, I am beautiful, and I am important. Yes, she is. She's very smart, she's very beautiful, and she's important. I say the same thing for my nephew. You are smart, handsome, and important. You say these things. You continuously say, I am this, I am that, and you will be who you say you are, and not who everyone else says that you are. But at the same time, stop saying those things to me. Stop calling me stuck up. Stop calling me mixed. Stop calling me bougie. Oh, that was another thing. I'm too bougie. I am bougie. Like, what the fuck? Just because I'm very particular and I know what I want does not make me bougie. And just because I'm light-skinned does not make me stuck up. And it does not make me better than everybody else. No, it does not. And I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm not better than anybody. I am the better me. I am the best me that I can be. I am Corbi Nicole Pierce. My name is just as unique as I am. So own who you are, respect who you are, love who you are, regardless of whatever the color you are, because you are who you are because God made you who you are. And nobody else can take that away from you. Nobody else can take that credibility about who you are away from you, because only you know who you are. And if you don't know who you are at this moment, it's okay, because you're still young and you're still growing within yourself. Like I said, I didn't start knowing who the freak I was until I hit college. And that's because I was placed in certain situations that made me grow up, that made me understand what I like and what I don't like, and understanding being privileged and understanding the race world completely, understanding what people's sick mentalities are from. Like, you have to understand people in order to talk to people. And I think that's probably more so of why I really wanted to get this out, because I understand where people are coming from, but I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Just because you understand something doesn't mean that you have to agree with it. And I just don't agree with a lot of that stuff. So it is what it is. But I just don't want to leave this video on a bad note. I just wanted to express my feelings on being light-skinned and colorism for light-skinned people, light-skinned black people. And that's just pretty much it when it comes to that. Why is my light looking so extra? Like extra light right about now. What? Bro. So I just went ahead and buffered my face. Well, I'm buffering my face with the color Toffee Caramel. And I like doing this because it gives my foundation a more smooth effect. And it just more so sets everything else that my banana powder did not get. So yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Woo. Gonna do some blush and some, actually, yeah, I might do some blush. I might do some blush, and I'm gonna go in with this Nymphia blush. I actually like this blush for real, because it's kind of like very peachy, but it's, I mean, not peachy, but pinky. It's really pinky, but it's like really subtle at the same time. Very subtle. Very, very subtle. It's not like overpowering or anything like that. So that's probably why I like getting jiggy with it. I think I'm gonna go in with this Aborigine.
Fuck you thought.
Oh, I kind of like that glow though. This is more so the final look. I hope you guys really enjoyed this talk through. If you guys are not already subscribers, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you guys really enjoyed this video, go ahead and click that thumbs up button. And thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, God is love, so love, love. Also, all of the items that I have used today will be in the description box below as well. Or I probably won't even do that because I definitely showed y'all everything that I used today. And more so repetitive in the other videos that I have. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, bye!